Pussycake. Not to be confused with the Pussycat Dolls or even Josie and the Pussycats. Nope, it's just Pussycake. One thing they do have in common with the other two bands is they're an all-girl band, but this one's an all-girl rock band, determined to make their mark in the world. But it appears they'll have to battle it out with interdimensional monsters in the process. Pussycake, directed by Pablo Pares, and is available on Screambox and Amazon. Oh, also Vudu and also Apple TV. Let's talk about it. So here's the band Pussycake, a small but popular little rock band in the middle of a tour. They have to perform 2 shows in one night, a 2-for-1 special, a twofer if you will. All right, that's so stupid. Anyways, the first show goes off without a hitch. The second show is far off into another town, but they're rocking 2 shows in one night because they're promised a record deal. They have to meet with the producer at the show, the second show. Problem is, when they head to the town, their van breaks down, and it breaks down quite a ways from their destination, and they are forced to walk the rest of the way. Now, a little note here: the town they're headed to is riddled with death because a scientist who lives in that town and said town had gone missing, claiming he created a device that had opened a parallel universe, and his teenage son got a little nosy and powered on the device, opening the portal, allowing interdimensional monsters into our world. And when the band makes it into town, they have to deal with this nasty monster that attaches itself to the back of your head, controlling you, and if it gets close enough, it pukes this nasty-ass white substance on your face, and if it gets in your mouth, it eventually turns you into a monster as well. So can these ladies survive and fight off this nasty monster so they can rock once again? This is one of those movies that I felt was entertaining, but I probably won't watch again. There's some good bloody death sequences, so I have to give it that for sure. Story is pretty basic, but passable. I guess I feel like the name of the movie is a little misleading because we only see the band play once, and once they leave the van, dude, the music thing is totally forgotten about. Never really mentioned again, actually. But the thing is, I heard the original title was emesis, which means the process of vomiting, all right? Throwing up and shit, right? And a lot of that happened in this movie, and would have made more sense to have kept that name instead. But at the same time, I understand when it comes to marketing this movie, Pussycake sounds more interesting and more catchy than emesis. But anyhow, the focus didn't really have much to do with the band, and more to do with some women getting chased and killed off by an alien. It would have been cool to see them use some of their instruments and kick some ass and use some cool-ass one-liners, but instead we get a bunch of scared people running around, screaming for most of the time. I mean, I was kind of hoping for some tougher characters. I just, I don't know, them being a rock band and dealing with all the sort of bullshit they deal with on the road as a band, especially an up-and-coming band, having to deal with asshole guys hitting on them constantly, taking all types of recreational drugs, tripping balls and drinking their asses off and fights and all that shit. Drink, fight, fuck, you know. But that's just a personal opinion. That's what I was kind of expecting. But I will say I did enjoy the look of the film. Definitely had an old school feel to it. The funky music was even cool as well. Alright, so the monsters. Okay, so there are 2 different types. The evil one reminded me of that nasty slug from this movie called The Hidden with Kyle MacLachlan. And the good one kind of reminded me of the interdimensional monster from I Come in Peace. That's the movie with Dolph Lundgren, you know? You go in pieces. I cannot do that, dude. I can't. Anyways, that sounded bad, I know. The first act is about the band for a little bit, right? Then it seems to be more about the love between 2 band members and whatnot. They're like, I guess, you know, they're dating and whatnot. And then one of them who had a bad experience with their past relationship and all this stuff, you get to see, like, you know, a backstory and whatnot. Anyhow, I enjoyed the kills and the bloody scenes. They were really fun. If you watch this one, shut your brain off and enjoy the kills, because that's all I really care for in this one. I mean, there were some parts that were just too overdramatic with the love stuff, and I just couldn't dig it. As I said before, this would have been more badass if the band had just kicked more ass, used some of their fucking, like, guitars and shit, dude. That would have been badass. But anyways, whatever. Anyhow, that's all for today. Stay nasty, my friends. Be sure to slice through that like button to get to the subscribe one, because on the Don't Split Up channel, hell, it's never been so. Shay Nasty out.
I'll see you soon.